Hey neighbor, we're back in town. We've been on a little vacation, but we're back here. Today we're talking about fall gardening, insect control. Welcome to the Row by Row Gardening Show, the best dadgum gardening show on the internet, where we talk about gardening, a little bit of cooking, and growing your own food. Now sit back and enjoy. Well, fall can be a tough time on insects because it's that time of year where most of the populations have built up, and we have new insects like whiteflies. I got a cough drop in my mouth. Let me get to the side. You have new insects like whiteflies that attack us only in the fall of the year. And our worm population most time is more so. The flip side of that is our southern peaky curio has normally died down and worked its way out. So the southern peaky curio is less pressure in fall, but most other insects is more pressure in fall.
Is that one that messes with the peas?
That's the one that messes with the peas. That being said, we have spent the last 7 days in Montana and Wyoming. And
Arizona. Didn't we go into Arizona? Not Arizona. I know.
You can tell she didn't drive, you know?
No, I did not drive.
She did a little bit of Arizona. No, it's a pretty good ways from Arizona.
Well, what was the states we went into?
Montana and Wyoming.
Wyoming. Okay.
Arizona, Wyoming. Yeah, it's close. That's the reason I don't let her drive.
I've got jet lag.
Yeah, we got in late last night, but we went to Bozeman, Montana. I'm not going to spend much time on this, but I'm going to tell my story. Went to Bozeman, Montana. I had a meeting there for 2 or 3 days, and then went down and stayed in Yellowstone for 4 days. Then we came back through a town called Livingston, going back to the airport in Bozeman. Beautiful. We went down to Jackson Hole one day.
I didn't like it.
I didn't care for Jackson. It's a tourist trap, but you've always heard about Jackson Hole. We had to go there, do that. The Grand Teton Mountains, wonderful. If you put it on your bucket list, everybody should do it once.
Yeah. If you want to see the pictures, look on my Facebook page. There's a lot of pictures. Yeah. It was beautiful. Just take your breath away. Beautiful.
Seen a lot of weird animals.
Yeah.
Elk, bison, bears, and
had
deer.
a couple of days of snow.
Had a couple of days of snow.
It was, what, 19?
Yeah.
Sunday morning?
Yeah. Yeah. A little different than what it is here. But you know, I only seen one garden out there.
Yeah. That
one garden's all I seen. So them folks had to ship most of their food in. Now they have plenty of meat, but they had to ship most of their vegetables in because they just don't grow a lot of garden.
You didn't
out
see a lot of vegetables in those little stores we were in.
You sure didn't. I wondered, I was going to look up and see what the zone was in. If we got any viewers from Montana or Wyoming, please let us know, because we'd love to know some nitty-gritty about growing your own food out there, because we just didn't see it. I'm sure it's very fertile soils. It's rolling. It's just not very.
It's all a lot of hay fields.
A lot of hay fields, yeah. But anyhow, back to gardening. Look here, folks. Strawberry plants have started to ship. We grew our own strawberry plants this year from tips we got out of Idaho, which was probably the best quality I have seen. And I want you to look at there. Those are wonderful strawberry plugs. We got 2 varieties, Camarosa and Ruby June. And I am so pleased with how well they have turned out.
Oh, look at that.
Yep. Those plants are 5 weeks old. Yep, got new growth coming on there, so they're pretty. So we are shipping strawberry plants as we speak. And these got a little tall, but they'll be fine. I'll show you just how tall that one is. I can get it out here. There's a yellow leaf down at the bottom. Just pinch those yellow leaves off. And there's some of this right here. And this is from when we put those tips in. Sometimes the leaves struggle much when we put the tips in. They have to put out new growth, and that's what that's from right there. Look at that. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom.
You're proud of them,
I am proud of these strawberry plants. One more thing that
you got some runners.
may not know. Man, this one's got all kind of runners in there. See this right here? It's already put a runner on.
Oh, you
can clip that runner off. It's got 2 runners off the mother plant, and you can root these in and have more and more plants. It's just like the gift.
Is that like how you started on it? It was just that?
It's just that. That was exactly what we just started with, was right here. This is probably a better, that's what these plants were 5 weeks ago right there. And we stuck them.
Not that tall.
Not that tall. We stuck them in there and grew them out. Yep. It's hindsight, we probably shouldn't have used quite so much nitrogen, a little bit more potassium, phosphorus. We got a little bit more top growth than what I would like, but rooted in extremely well. So we got plenty of plants. Where's this one go? Right here.
So we're not going to run short.
Not right now. We've already sold over we've already sold probably close to, let me think here, over a third of them. So we got a lot left, but we got some wholesale orders coming in. Take them out. If you know anybody needs a bunch of them, we probably got enough to supply them. Got a couple of big wholesale orders we got to take out, but we got strawberry supplies good this year.
What about brassicas?
Still got plenty of brassicas. Brassicas are doing good, so it's time to get those placed. We're shipping those every week. We'll be shipping them to the end of the month, and that's it. So still time to get you. And for some reason, though, everybody's planting collards this year. Georgia Southern Collard has been our best-selling brassica by far.
It's usually broccoli.
It's usually broccoli. We missed it this year. I don't know how everybody's wanting to plant collards. Speaking of collards, our Alabama blue collards are ready to be picked.
But we hadn't had any cold weather.
Well, we're going to have to start eating them anyway. All right, so let's get into what do you need to use for insect control in the fall on these brassicas, strawberries, anything that you're growing in the fall of your beans or whatever. Now, let's speak about whiteflies just a minute. Whiteflies can be a terrible insect on most crops here, and we need to control them as best we can. They are a soft-bodied insect, but I will tell you this much. Peas and beans, even though you got them on there, they don't seem to get as much damage. You know our beans are blooming?
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
So I was just out there in the garden and I was showing somebody our peas. They got whiteflies on, but not showing any damage. We have controlled them down to the point where we're not getting any damage. They're still there. That's really what you want to do is control. We're not going to eradicate. We just want to control. Whiteflies are easy to kill. Just got to get something on them to kill them. So,
Like what?
neem oil, horticulture oil, anything but BT. Spinosad probably wouldn't be my garden insect spray. Wouldn't be my first choice. But neem oil, horticulture oil, any of your pyrethrins, any of those will work. Just get good coverage. Spray them early in the morning, late in the afternoon, so that they're on that plant. Because during the daytime, they're running around having a party.
What about sticky traps?
Sticky traps works best for identification than it does control. Doesn't work for a lot of control. You just can't get enough of them on there to make that much of a difference. But it works really good to try to figure out how much insect population you got.
So if you got some really bad leaf damage, do you remove those leaves?
I don't. I just leave them on there and try to work my way out of it, grow my way out of it. All right, so cabbage worms and loopers. These are the things that's eating the holes on those cabbage plants, brassicas, collards, and all that. What do you do there? Well, there's several different things you can use. I'm going to give you my two best ones right here. Then I'm going to give you a hack. How about that? First one is BT. Now, I think this is probably one of the most underrated insecticides there are out there. This is a beneficial bacteria here that when you spray it on the plant, the worm will actually eat it, inject it, and it will kill that worm. This is the only one out there that I know of that has zero effect on beneficial insects. And that is what's so great about it. Also, we don't see any resistance out of BT, which is unusual. A lot of our synthetics, commercial insecticides, we see resistance where over a period of time, the insect builds up immunity to that chemical. With BT, we don't see that. The only downside to BT is the worm has got to ingest it. So you're going to see some damage on your leaves to get it to that worm here. Probably one of the most underrated ones out there. It only works on worms. That's it. Next to that would be your step up, would be your garden insect spray, which is what I pronounce as spinosad. A lot of people pronounce it different. That's what I say. It's a naturally brewed product. And it is a natural product, so don't get it problem. It can be a little rough on beneficials. So, also works on worms, works on all your soft body insects, works on a lot more insects than what the BT does, but it's a little rougher on your beneficials. So this would be my step up after I use my BT.
What about row covers?
Row covers work good. Yeah, row covers work fine. I've used row covers a little bit this fall, but I'm gonna give you a hack now.
Okay.
Trap plant. A trap plant is a plant that you plant out there that you sacrifice in the garden and let the worms have. And the worms will go to that plant and leave your other plants alone. We've done this in the past and have pretty decent results with it. The best trap plant I know out there for worms in the fall of the year is Chinese cabbage. Worms will absolutely walk down the road and leave your collards and leave your cabbage and leave all that alone till they get down there to that Chinese cabbage, and they'll just have a feast there. You're going to sacrifice it. You're not going to be able to harvest it because it's going to be eaten with wormholes, but they'll go to that and leave your other stuff alone. So it's a wonderful strategy to use out there if you're not wanting to spray a lot of pesticides, or if you want to limit your pesticides using trap plants. Chinese cabbage is the one to go to in the fall of the year. Now in the summertime we use Hubbard squash, but that's said and done right now. We're moving into the fall. All right, next was aphids. Aphids are the soft body insects. We got green aphids, we got black aphids. The old timers called them lice. Got some lice on my collard greens.
Yeah. Put your little vinegar in that water when you go to wash them.
Do you remember your grandmother talking about lice? Got some lice on them. She was talking about aphids. Aphids are easy to kill. Most of the time they're on the underside of the leaf. BT that I mentioned a while ago, which is great, will not work on aphids. But we got organic solution, which is garden insect spray that will. Horticulture oil, which simply just suffocates that insect. Got to get good coverage. It will work. And the almighty neem oil works. Neem oil, by the way, also works a little bit on worms. They have to ingest it as well. So there we have. There's my. What am I doing with that? I'm gonna put that down here. This is a good lineup right here. We got another one that's got pyrethrin and canola oil in it. It works fine too.
How often?
We do it once a week. If you start getting it heavy pressure, you could do it every 3 days. That's a good strategy to go on there with organic solutions for aphids or any soft body insects. We're talking about whiteflies, we're talking about mealybugs, we're talking about any of those things that you can grab and you can squish. That's what we consider a soft body insect, and they're easy to kill. Most of the time they live on the underside of the leaf because that's their protected zone there. So get underneath there and spray them good. Once you get to what we call the point of runoff, when that chemical starts or that spray starts running off that leaf, you've done all you can do and you're wasting it after that point. All right. The next one we see is armyworm and cutworms. Cutworms is going to be a little different than armyworms. Armyworms, we don't see that. I don't personally see that much damage on my brassicas. I see more problems with cabbage loopers on my brassicas than I do armyworms. We see a lot of damage with armyworms in grasses and things like that. Armyworms are tough. BT in the afternoon, we work on them right here. They are tough. You're probably going to have to kick it up and use something that's non-organic if you're going to control much armyworms because they're so tough. Cutworms are the thing that cuts it off even the ground. If you ever have a plant that's dead out there and you go out there and pick it up and it's got chew marks right there at the base of the plant, cutworms. You can use diatomaceous earth and sprinkle around that. That'll work on them. Or you can use takeout, which is in our synthetic fertilizers, and spray around the bottom of the plant, and they will work on it as well. Cutworms are one of the most aggravating insects to me because it happens overnight, and you go out there and that plant's just laying on the ground. We see that a lot with tomatoes.
Yeah. What's the difference in damage by a cutworm or if it was dampened off?
Dampened off will be rotted. We call that rhizoctonia most of the time, but it'd be rotted right there at the soil surface there.
So this will still be green?
This will still be green, but you tell something, if you look at it real close, you tell something's chewed on it and bit it in two. That's the difference there. If it's rotted in there, you got a disease problem. Okay. More than likely, it's dampening off and rhizoc on that. Snails and slugs. As we move into the cooler months, we have more problems with those because it's kind of cool in the morning time, more damp. Sluggo Plus, which is iron, make sure I'm getting this right here, iron phosphate, can sprinkle it around, works good. Another garden hack here, folks. This is a shaker can right here, by the way, that you can shake this around your plants. Just take you some beer and put in a salsa. An old lady taught me this years ago. And put it out there, and it'll attract those slugs. They'll come to it and drink the beer.
And get drunk.
Have a party. And then they'd die.
And then they die.
Use cheap beer, by the way. All right, diatomaceous earth will also work on slugs, just like it was cutworms. You just put it around the base of the plant, put it thick. It works pretty good. General tips for insect control for me is worms, cabbage loopers, and aphids, and some of those white flies. If you can control them for the most part, you can make a pretty good crop. Keep it clean, because your white flies will go to those weeds and stuff that you got real close to your garden. You don't want it to harbor those while you're trying to treat your insects. So keep it nice and clean around your garden. That will help you a lot. And just as soon as you get through with these crops here, take them out and put you a cover crop in, and that will also help break that cycle as far as your worms and all other kind of insects there. Kind of keep that cycle going. For some reason or other, we have found these cover crops, when we plant them in there behind that and keep that nutrient cycle going, helps dramatically lower our insect pressure.
Does the insect pressure get less as it gets colder?
Yes. And once we get to some cold weather, with the exception of cabbage loopers and worms, we won't have any problems with those lice. That's the reason the old timers, they didn't want to eat
Till you had a frost.
till you had a frost. It actually makes the green sweeter, by the way, but it also did a dramatic benefit to killing all those naturally. So if we get a cold weather, you're pretty much not going to have any problems, with the exception of those worms. We can still have those cabbage loopers out there, which is, for me, it's one of the most problematic ones. And I guess one reason is because we're in a commercial farming and we have so much pressure.
So keep your weeds pulled. Use row covers if you need.
Chinese cabbages, trap crop, that's a good one right there.
Beneficial insects. Encourage the pollinators.
Yeah, but I'm not sure it's going to do you much good for these. I'm not sure it's going to do you much good to control cabbage loopers and whiteflies and aphids. I mean, you want to be as environmental friendly as possible. You want to definitely encourage your beneficial pollinators out there, or your native pollinators. But it's not going to do you a lot of damage as far as controlling those insects, I don't think.
Well, I had read marigolds and herbs like dill.
They will repel them. They will repel them somewhat. I wouldn't go all in with that.
Feverfew.
Yeah. If I was doing a raised bed and I was just doing 1 or 2 plants, maybe so. But if you do a big garden like I do, it's going to be hard to incorporate that in there. All right, have strawberries. We're going to need to do another show on strawberries because disease are a big issue on strawberries.
We'll do that next week.
We'll have to do that, yeah. So order your strawberries and get them planted, and we'll talk to you next week about disease control on those, and then how to grow them out. Because you see this right here, you want to pick all those runners off to encourage that mother plant to grow up, so have a lot of strawberries. And we got a little secret on the blooms, when to pick the blooms off too. But we're going to save all that till when?
Next week.
Next week. All right, so Garden Spotlight this week is from Barry Brown in Carson City, Michigan, Zone 6A. Wow, Barry.
Did we ever look up what zone Montana was in?
We didn't. We should have. So Barry has got quite a harvest going on there. He says, I bought these plugs from you in the spring. We're just getting to pick them now. The one on the scale weighs 1 pound.
Wow.
Let me get this up here. 1 pound.
He says he's raised
2.8 ounce. Wow.
12.8 ounces.
Yes, 12.8 ounce. Excuse me. 1 pound, 12.8 ounces.
Yeah. Great taste and size. He's raised a garden all his life. He's 64. He's never had a better bunch of tomatoes than these.
Thank you, Barry. Carson City,
He
Michigan.
said, I did not baby these at all, not on drip tape, and he'll be ordering them again next year.
You go, Barry. All right, so the old bobblehead, was he around last week?
Yeah.
I think Evan might have misspoke a little bit.
Why?
Didn't he call him the...
Old goat like
goat?
you did, yeah.
He did that. Anyway, the bobblehead is on...
It was hard to find last week.
It was, but it's on set this week.
Yeah, it's on the set this week.
So if you find it this week, put it in the comments below, and next week we'll have a drawing. This week we're drawing for last week's winner of the bobblehead, and the winner is Jesse Nolan.
So Jesse, send us your shipping information to support@growhouse.com.
Yep. And you will be the benefit of these big old nice Get Dirty socks.
I think you need to get you a swig of the apple cider. I mean,
I picked up a little cold out in the Montana's fire cider.
It's up there on top. Get you a swig.
Yeah, make sure we cover everything there.
What about garlic?
Garlic, we still got some, a little bit of garlic. I got elephant garlic left. We will sell out because we sell out every year, but we got a little bit of, we sold out of some, we still got some more. But a lot of people haven't planted their elephant garlic yet, so you need to go ahead and get it ordered. It will sell out.
So one thing I don't remember who I was watching, but they said that it doesn't matter what size of garlic you plant.
That was actually me.
Was that you?
That was me.
Because somebody complained that they were disappointed in the size of the garlic heads.
Yeah. Talked to our garlic grower that probably grows more garlic that's sold to the gardeners than anybody. Actually, what they do is they keep the smaller size to replant for seed. He said it didn't make any difference, the size of the garlic you planted in correlation to what size that you gathered. It was all growing conditions. I thought that was a little interesting. I didn't know that.
I always thought you saved out the big ones to
Like you do
replant.
corn. Like when we seed corn, we always pick out the biggest, finest kernel. He said it didn't make any difference with garlic. So they actually save back their smallest plant for seed crop. It's
I
all
think that
growing
now
conditions.
that it was you that said that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So we're back in town. We're getting ready to get back out there and get started again. I've done been out in the garden twice today.
I've been out there once. I got a bunch of weeds.
Yeah.
I need
A
to pull.
lot to do. Catch up on. Seems like you're going for 7 days and everything grows dramatic. You just can't realize how much it'll grow in 7 days.
Evan did a good job taking care of it, though.
He did. Yep. Yep. Hope y'all enjoyed Evan last week. We got him working today. He's shipping strawberry plants. So thank y'all for joining us. We'll see you next week. Now get outside and get your hands dirty.